I wanted to take some time in this video to just go over our new firmware update that we have. A couple of things have been switched around a little bit, and I just want to kind of go over that with you. That way, if you guys start using it, you don't get confused with anything. So first thing, you notice, of course, Cody's still set up exactly the same way as it previously was right here. From there, the biggest difference that you're going to see here is on the main screen, you do not have your Kodi add-on updater. So what you need to do is go ahead and click Apps. And let's go ahead and get that set up. Alright, so once we click apps, you get in and set up, and obviously all your apps are here. First thing that you can see here is we've added a factory reset app into your app section, and that's just going to make it easier to do a factory reset if that's something that we suggest for you guys to do, which of course the only time I would suggest to do that is in the event that I talk with you and we troubleshoot some other stuff, and then we say, hey, let's go ahead and do a reset. Besides that, I wouldn't suggest doing that on your own. Next thing you see is right here where it says Media Manager. Media Manager is your Kodi add-on updater. It's the same exact thing. Let me click that just to kind of show you. As you can tell, it's the same exact thing as your Kodi add-on updater. It's just a different name, and we don't have it on your home screen. So I mean, it works the same way. If you need to do a Kodi add-on update, you'll do it through there. If you have an issue with Kodi, you'll do it through there. It's set up exactly the same way. There's no difference with it. So, like I said, it's just a different name, and it's in your apps instead of on your home screen. So, anyway, let's back out of there real quick. Mobdro. We've added Mobdro back, and we have fixed the Mobdro. So this version of Mobdro does work. The one on the firmware where Mobdro was previously installed, it did not work, but we had that fixed, and you're good to go with Mobdro. We also have a video that shows you how to use Mobdro, so definitely want to check that out. All the other stuff here, your OTA updater is all the same, no difference with that. We've added Sky HD into the firmware itself, which there's a separate video I did on Sky HD. Check that out. Sky HD is like a Showbox type application, Netflix, similar to that. Has brand new movies that are in the movie theater. It'll have the most recent episodes of shows. It'll have every episode of every season of shows. I mean, it's very, very easy to use. But I'm not going to go into that right now because I did a separate video on that you guys can check out to kind of go into that. The only difference is in the video, previously I said that you needed to install it, but you no longer need to install it because we already have it set up for you. So next thing you're going to notice here is that Showbox is not set up on this particular firmware. We didn't get a chance to set it up. It doesn't mean we're not going to do it on the next firmware, but I'm going to show you guys right now how to install it, because that is one thing you're going to need to do after you do the firmware update. So what I want you to do is go to Aptoide, and once you're in Aptoide, you're going to want to go to search, and let's type in Showbox, and then box, enter. What it's going to do is it's going to pull this right here up. This is not any of the show boxes that we want to choose, so you want to scroll down to the bottom, and then you want to see where it says right there, maybe in other stores. So what you're going to do with that is go right here to search other stores. And then from there, it's going to pull up here. It's going to pull your browser up. Typically, you want to look for one that has a check mark on it. So let's go ahead and click Showbox right here. And we are going to go ahead and install it. And it's going to ask us, do we want to install Showbox? Yes, we do. It's going to add, you want to add that Aptoide store? Sure, why not? And we're not going to worry about that right now. Let's press the back button and go back here to OK. And then from there, it's going to start installing Showbox. So let's install. And it's not going to take too long. And then at that point, Showbox is installed. Alright, so what we're going to do now is just go ahead and exit out of here. And we're going to go back into your apps. So let's get out of there. It's back out of the Aptoide store completely. And now let's go down, and Showbox is now set up in your app. So like I said, it's not initially set up in the firmware, but I mean, it wouldn't take me 30 seconds to install it. It's easy, no big deal at all. So also right here, the application that I'm currently on top of, that is a Chinese-based app. So if you can read Chinese or anything like that, explore that. Otherwise, I really wouldn't suggest messing with it too much because you're not really going to understand, what you can do with it. So, but anyway, even with the new firmware, your app section looks the same. Just a couple new features with your factory reset, your media manager, which is really your Kodi add-on updater, Mobdro, and then Sky HD, and then like I said, you need to install Showbox. So no big deal, easy to do. Next thing we're gonna do, let's back out of here and let's set up your favorites. So let's go here, and what I usually do is just go over here where it says add, and then I usually put the Aptoid store. I get rid of file manager. I can do film on live TV. I get rid of 4K movie player. I add Mobdro. I add the media manager. You can leave the Play Store if you want to. I add Showbox. I add Sky HD. And then I add the speed test. Back out of there. And there you go. So you got all your favorites here. So anytime you need to do a Kodi add-on update, you just go to Media Manager and then just do it through there. It works exactly the same as the Kodi add-on update does. So besides that, I mean, everything else, as you can tell, it's all the same setup. Your clean memory function is in a different spot. Just moved a couple of the other easy access buttons right here. So like if you go to video, it brings up your different video features like that. And then you can add those too, just like you kind of do with your favorites. And then same thing, music. Of course, it don't really have a whole lot there, but the device itself is a whole media center, so that's one of the reasons for us to kind of change this around a little bit, because there's so much more that you can do with the device than besides just use Kodi and different stuff like that. So, but besides that, the function of the device is exactly the same. It's really just a couple little changes that we made to it. Sky HD, I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. So definitely check that out. And like I said, it's a good alternative to Showbox, and it's also really a good alternative to Kodi. Really, to be honest with you, if you're looking for a particular movie or show or anything like that, it's definitely not a bad thing to check out.